Today, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to take you on an adventure, your interactive science adventure. I love a sunburnt country, a land of sweeping plains, of ragged mountain ranges, of droughts and flooding rains. This iconic text from Dorothea Mackellar's poem, My Country, epitomises the core problem that Science Division in the Department of Environment and Science has. Dorothea uses these words to immerse you in her literary visual experience. Science Division has a wealth of data that can describe our country, but we don't communicate it to the non-scientific community with great success. We collect, monitor, model, map, analyse and synthesise large amounts of environmental data and natural resource data in the process of supporting government to make better decisions, help industry to improve productivity, and scientists enhance their research. We have data on climate, air, biodiversity, soils, coasts, catchments, and landscapes. We collect our data using methods from satellites to sensor networks collecting near real-time data to laboratory measurements of individual quartz grains. Our challenge is to ensure that Queensland gets more value from our science data. We need to overcome the size and complexity of our data sets so that non-scientific members of our community have easy and quick access. We need the community to be immersed in our data, not drown in it. We would like to have an interactive and visual technologies to engage and empower the community and to share insights. Our TWiG proposition is your interactive science adventure, visualising data. Our proposition is about Queenslanders, not necessarily scientists, but science enthusiasts. It's about bringing new opportunities to citizens through more usable open data. Science Division is a major publisher of Queensland's open data through portals, websites and APIs, but we want to empower the community to use our data. We can use rich, immersive and interactive content to generate engagement and inspiration. We want to provide the content in the right context so that it can be reused and shared. We collect data from field surveys. Our remote sensing scientists analyse hundreds of terabytes of satellite imagery. We monitor air and water quality in small time steps. We use high-performance computing to process large data sets to model rangelands, hydrology and water quality across entire catchments. All this data is in different formats, types, technologies, classifications and structures. Their scale and complexity make it difficult for non-scientists to explore, understand and use as open data. Our data about Queensland is vast. It's been collected over time for large spatial extents. This challenge is about exploration and discovery. Whilst making science data available through websites, portals and APIs has many benefits, we have not provided an immersive or interactive experience that inspires exploration. Our challenge is about engagement, communicating the science, making complex data more relatable and consumable through images, stories and context. At least half of you crossed the Brisbane River to get here today. What if instead of telling you that it was in a D+ condition last year, all of the data that was collected, analysed and synthesised was available for science enthusiasts to look for connections and relationships, to develop new insights. We know that engagement can be fostered through visualisation. A new technology offers options that we are yet to take advantage of. Drawing back to Dorothea's poem, Science Division has the data that describes this sunburnt country. Our problem is that, unlike the words that Dorothea uses, our data does not build an immersive or visual experience. Working on this challenge will get our community engaging with Queensland science data, using interactive and visual technologies that provide access, impart understanding, and hopefully enrich and inspire. Thank you.
Thanks, Dan. Okay. Questions from the audience? Remember to wait for the microphone, thanks. In the front. And while that microphone's happening, I think we've got 30 people online now, so any questions coming through there, guys? Okay.
So are you looking for a way to... You have multiple data sources, you said, like that everyone is entering data into?
Yes, that's correct. So we've got our data sources, and we put a lot of that information out through the Open Data Portal and through other websites. So a lot of it's already available, just in different formats, different types.
Yep, and you're looking for a consolidated view. Are you also looking for being able to cross a lot of that data for the general populace to be able to put stuff together, like, you know, display through a geographic information system or something like that as well?
Yeah, so it's more. So ours is more about citizens using our data and being able to visualise it, and to be able to put together data on water quality and air quality and soils to gather a new insight that they may not have from all the various siloed data sets.
And do you struggle to have that collaboration internally with those systems as well? So if it could provide it in both spaces, that would be beneficial?
Yes.
Okay.
Just a question. You said open data. Is the scope of this data limited to the open data strategy, or is it additional data sets as well?
No, so there are, the majority of our data is in open data. There are some data sets that we have internally, so they're not out of scope of this, but we would need to sort of discuss through the process exactly what they may be.
Question there?
Yeah, my question was just building on top of that. Is there any data sets that you have that are not personally identifiable that you wouldn't share through this? There are some data sets that are restricted for confidentiality reasons. Some might identify the location of protected species of vegetation. So again, pretty much what's in our open data covers the breadth of the types we have.
Hi, can I ask, is there particular stories or narratives that you'd want to set out with on this, or do you want people to be able to pull in just whatever, or do you want them to focus on one particular topic and lead them through that science almost in a magazine type style, and just easy ability to publish that magazine style and then explore from there?
That's a really good question. So I suppose we haven't probably thought through exactly what that would be. You know, we have examples of where we've done that with a map book style approach in the past. So, but it is about trying to get people to engage with our data. So I suppose we're looking at all options.
So Mike, you had a question?
Is it constrained just purely with your open data, or are we allowed to mix in other data sets to enhance that exploration of our data?
Being able to merge in other data sets would be fine.
Okay. Any other questions from anyone? No? Thanks, Dan. Thank you very much.